Hi, it's got to seem like I'm super lazy and never want to put on makeup. And while that has its point, I do actually and play with my makeup every day. It's just that this particular, and it's not like that there aren't 500 of these tutorials out there, but this is my tutorial because we're all different. This is shaping eyebrows. Now I've made a mistake and I'll acknowledge it in a minute. I've already done the right one and I'm about to do the left. Now I meant to buy brow templates. What I bought was cold wax brow shapers. These will do in a pinch. They're Ardell. They won't pull off any hair. They just don't work. I mean, you may get 1 or 2 hairs off, but you're not going to get the clean look of being waxed by a professional. So this is what I do with them when you make a mistake. You buy them instead of what you really want. Obviously, if I bought what I really wanted, you would need a mirror. Blinded by the light. You would need tape to tape your stencils to your face, and you really should get brow stencils in different sizes. It's a good idea. You're obviously going to need tweezers, good ones, fairly sharp. They're not sharp, go buy new ones. These are Tweezer Man, but they're inexpensive Tweezer Man. I'm actually going to invest in the good ones. You're going to need a pair of scissors, and you're going to be very careful with because I actually got too close on the side. You're going to need, and this is for facial hair in general, you're going to need one of these little suckers right here. Love those. You're going to need some sort of eyebrow color. I don't care if you use a powder. I don't care if you use a, one of these. I don't care if you use just a black pencil just to mark it in so you can really see it. Doesn't matter. Because this is not how you're going to do your eyebrows for the day. This is just to get this done. And then I use one of these little guys, this little shaver thing, and I'll show you about that in a minute. Yes, I have facial hair. Are you over 20? You do too. So, actually placed these to the best of my ability. And I could wait to go out and buy the right thing, but I don't know when that's going to happen. So, there are ways to use mistakes. There's obviously good ways to use mistakes. So don't let a mistake stop you from doing things. Make sure there aren't any hairs caught under there. Do them straight up. Get them straight out. And then what you want to do, and I can't emphasize this enough, very carefully, you want to figure out how to shape your brows, first of all. And then the templates are going to help. But your brows should start and stop, from the edge of your nose up, which that one does. If you're looking straight ahead, the highest part of your brow should be from here to here. From here to the corner of your eye, almost. Well, from the middle of your iris to the corner of your iris. The edge of the iris. And then obviously the end of it is going to be here. And my brows match all that. I don't have anything in the middle. That's a lie, but I'll take care of it. Now, we used to hear the rule, never shave above your eyebrows, which is a patent, or never clean above your eyes. It's patently ridiculous. Carefully, very carefully, without going into the colored areas, and I'll show you how to color in a second, you're going to use one of these. Kind of use it down the middle too. And then this is what this is really great for. Bless you if you don't have any kind of hair on your upper lip. I do. Being Native American, I have like no hair on my legs. There's no hair on my arms virtually at all. Like 1 or 2 very fine blondie things. However, that doesn't seem to cover the face. The face seems to have a life of its own. And of course I get hair back in here. And I do this about once a week. And there are 1,000 ways to do this on YouTube. I've kind of mixed my favorite ones up with what I did before. Once you've brushed this up, you want to take a real good look at the length of these. Now, I really don't touch from here to here at all, unless I've got a really bizarre stray one, which I do. I've got a very thick black hair in here, and I can pick him out, and got it with a very straight hand. These I like to keep not super short, but reasonably short. I want thick eyebrows. I don't want long eyebrows. So I'm very careful when I'm cutting. I make sure it's cut. I go up, straight up. I never go down, straight up. You can see that with me this. I will use gel if I have to make them stay up. I don't like using wax because it makes it virtually impossible to remove the extras. Now I'm not going to go super short. I like them thick and bushy, but not too long. And I guarantee you there's going to be a time that you get distracted and all of a sudden you snipped off all your eyebrows. It's going to happen, especially if you have children. Now I'm going to remove, no, I'm not going to remove these things yet. I'm going to take my pencil, and this is just a Rimmel professional eyebrow pencil. It's actually my favorite of all the pencils I've tried. I've got the Benefit Brow. And using a stencil is important because that way, even if it's something as lame as this, you get your brows even. And I don't care. I am not going for an eyebrow look. I am going to get my eyebrows. I'm going to try to take off what I can with the pull hard. Oh yeah, I got nothing and a waxy film. Yeah, these Mardell, who's usually a company I adore, are just not my favorites. And you know, I get different arguments about whether you should go with or against the grain. I just let my waxer do that. I don't really worry about it. She touches me up about once every 6 months. Now everything that is outside the black line, the big funky scary black line, is going to get plucked, which actually, good job Nancy, you've been doing a good job. Make sure you don't get the color on this because it can be confusing. I'm actually doing okay. Now it doesn't come down in front as much as I like them to, so I'm actually going to leave this in front right here a little bit. And you can actually, if you have to, you know, you can touch this up by hand just a little if you want. Want them a little further. Draw a line here and a line there. If you're good with freehand work. If you're not, don't. The other thing is, if you have an airbrush or are lucky to know someone who does, get them to use an airbrush stencil on you. Dynair makes a fabulous set of airbrush stencils that are very, like $12 for like 3 different sizes, and you can turn it one way or the other and then just airbrush, and then just pluck everything else out. You know, and I want to make sure I've got a good arch. I am not convinced that this arch is as high as this arch. So I'm going to look at them very carefully after I check how much time I have left. And pluck. I don't really recommend using one of those super close-up mirrors for this, because what you'll do is just start picking at your skin. Unless you have like flawless skin. If you can't see the eyebrow, no one else can see the eyebrow. Build a bridge, get over it. You're going to cover it with primer and color anyway, probably. Right, I see an area over here that did not get clipped as properly as it should have been. Again, here I'm going to go backwards because it's easier. And I'm using hair cutting shears, and these are really too big for this. You really want a pair of nice short ones. And now to make sure that everything's sort of copacetic, I'm going to brush this out as much as possible and take it out as much as possible and kind of compare the two and wash it off and look at it. And I'm done. Easy peasy. Good to your eyebrows.